To be honest, diversity and inclusion, I think it's really broad at the moment. I think people have their own interpretations of what that could potentially mean. And I know the CEO of Facebook says something quite powerful, which was diversity is what you see and inclusion is what you feel, which to me, I would attach belonging to that as well. But f- I think it's more a sense of belonging for me because diversity can just be, okay, I've got a few people over there, a couple of brown people, LGBTQ, and just ticking that tokenistic box. And inclusion can be quite ambiguous. What does inclusion mean to me as an individual? So if my organization is saying, yep, we're really inclusive, but do you know what everybody in your organization sees that? So an organization would really have to be explicit with this is what we see as inclusion. And then censor check that is that how your organization feels. So I think it is important because you need all the voices in the room, especially if you've got senior leadership teams which are making decisions around people who are not actually in that room. So, and then when you have different varieties of voices, that's where the magic happens. You've got more creativity. So diversity and inclusion, in answer to your question, that's what it means to me. But I'm more into belonging, equity and equality, to be honest, because I think that's more humane for me. So
definitely.
yeah.
I think diversity and inclusion can almost seem quite that corporate kind of approach.
Clinical.
Yeah, I get that. It's interesting you say that because I didn't actually think of that before, but now you said it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, being in this space more, that's how I've, because I think anybody in this space, you kind of, you ground your feet in, you're taught a certain way, obviously, or you see things when you're just doing that discovery piece for yourself. Then you realize that your passion may lay in a certain place or you've got something to say about something. And then you kind of have your own interpretations. But when you're facilitating or speaking or doing training, you have to land that with your audience. So some people may not agree, but that's just my perspective and just my understanding from being in the space, if that makes sense.